to Gunpla TV.
Hey guys.
Sponsored by HobbyLink Japan. Got another good episode for the guys out there, Ryan.
Hey, Sid.
Look at my wall of stuff over here.
Yeah, it's why?
Because,
why is there so much Gundam? Is it the time of the month?
You're right, it is that time of the month.
The time I love and hate.
I'm going to leave that alone. I just say it was the end of the month, and that's when all the manufacturers are pushing out their stuff. And the end of February saw all this stuff released. So we're gonna talk about that in detail.
Yes.
What do you?
And we got Zoids.
That's because it released at the end of February, along with everything else. Ryan, what are you going to show today?
My Falcon.
Yeah.
I've done a bit more. We weren't able to spray paint because of the weather. It's been snowing here.
That's right. It snowed
Quite
yesterday
snow.
a lot. We had a snow day.
So hopefully next week I'll have something more to show you. But I can show you what I've done so far.
Yeah, and I'm also going to show the first part of the Master Grade
Yes.
Gundam Age 1 normal build, and it's spectacular so far.
Cool.
So I'm just going to jump right into this. All right. So the first one I was excited about, the new release, is the RG Real Grade Skygrasper, and you can see it comes in the standard Real Grade box. But when you actually open it up, there's a lot of extra space in here. It doesn't fill the entire box, all these runners.
Okay.
But I think because they wanted the consistency, they just use the same box type. But
So that's just the ship?
it is just the ship. Here you can
so
see
it's
this
the
shot
figure.
right here is showing you
Okay.
everything you get. You get the ship, the Skygrasper, and you get all these things, extra hands, and whatever you need to make the weapons. And
Okay,
you
so
get,
the figure is just for demonstration?
well, we've built the RG A.R.K, and we've talked about it in the show. And what you're going to do with your RG A.R.K kit is just take off the backpack, and then into that cavity you can insert either the launcher or the sword backpack, so you have your sword strike or your launcher strike. Yeah, it's pretty excellent so far, and RG seems to be really catching on, even more so than before. This one is already sold out. We're waiting for our next set of stock to come in, and they just announced the 2 new RGs for a couple months down the road. The RX 178 Mark II, which is my favorite suit, one of them. So I'm really looking forward to April. So I'm going to give that to you.
Give that to me.
And be very gentle, all right? This is Travis's, and I don't want to break it because then he'll say I owe him some stuff. All right, so we had more of the remaster HGs come in. I'm just going to drop them on here. You see we got the Justice and the Freedom, and like the other remasters, they come with just slightly different armor, a stand attachment, and the stickers. And we also got the Mobil Bucue and the Providence Gundam. And that's 13, 14, 15, and 16 in the remastered line. So what's coming next? It's a wall of Seed Remastered Gundam.
Seed Remastered Gundam.
All right, and we also got...
Oh yes, a lot of people have been talking about
Zoids.
Zoids.
Yeah, Zoids. The latest Zoid. This is the Liger Zero Jagger. Big enough box, wouldn't you think?
I like Zoids. I think you built one.
Oh yeah, we've built
It's
one on the
quite
show
a-
before.
Quite a serious
Yeah,
build.
like you just got...
Bunches.
Yeah, you get down and dirty with this thing. It takes a while, but look at the also molded this kind of goldish color, as well as the clear transparent parts that you will need. And look, they even gave you the painted figure. So we'll get a shot of that if we need to. But that's not all. As if the Liger Jagger Zero wasn't enough. They also gave you the Liger Zero Jagger unit, and this actually is compatible with that kit.
It's compatible?
Yes, well,
In what way?
In what way? Oh, just let me open it up here. You basically get things you need.
Yeah.
You can see the armor is very similar to the box I just showed you. You can use all these armor pieces to make your own Liger Zero Jagger unit. I think actually it goes on the original Liger Zero.
Oh, so this is
If
just
you
an
get the
armor?
Liger Zero, yeah, you can get the Liger Jagger unit
Okay.
and make your own.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it is
It's actually
cool.
handy.
It is very cool.
Yeah.
But that's
Sweet.
not all, Ryan.
That's not all. What more do you have?
Well,
Sell it.
we have the latest April editions released in February of the hobby magazines here. So these I want to show because we've mentioned them on the show already. Hobby Japan April edition comes with the HG Seed Custom Kit. You can see they kind of give you this outline, silhouette of the runners you're going to get, and you can get the sword, and you can get, of course, the extra hands you're going to need, and extra joints for the knees to allow it to flex a little bit more. There's a kind of a shot of the back. This is an add-on to the Hobby Japan magazine, which is why you're not getting a normal Bandai Gundam box. You're just getting this
It's very
cardboard
smart
box.
by magazines here. Like,
And
they
a-
always have some kind of
Wait, I'm
accessories or
going to talk about that, but just
Oh,
wait.
you're gonna talk
You're
about this.
killing my tie-in already. With this one,
tie-in?
we had mentioned on the show that it was coming.
Yes.
And it was actually sold out on pre-orders.
Yes.
We had to stop taking pre-orders. However, we talked to the publisher
Yes.
a couple of days ago, and we're printing more, and they're on the way to us. So if you want the Gundam custom parts for your HTC kits, well, then look for the April edition.
How much
Hobby
are
Japan
these
magazine.
actually?
Well, normally the Hobby Japan magazine is like 800 yen or so,
Yeah.
but of course when we sell it with the extra stuff, it starts to get a little pricier. Like this one, they priced at 1,200 yen.
Okay.
Yeah, so our price, I think, is going to less than that, of course.
Well, if you've never owned a Japanese hobby magazine,
It's,
now's
it's
the
quite
time.
impressive.
Yeah,
Like
super impressive.
we'll talk about this little thing later, but what they give you is like just line art and then the images of all the newest kits that have been made by the professionals, tutorials on what to do and spruce up your stuff, little build reviews. Yeah, and it's like full color almost all the way through. So there's lots of reading
That
goodness.
is great value for money, especially
yeah.
if you're into Gundam.
I have it to take a while in the bathroom. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else that's better. But this was Dengeki Hobby. This is the April edition. And I wanted to show it to everybody because it comes with the
Ooh.
parts separator. Do you remember we talked about this on the show?
I do remember with my mega size.
We talked about the parts separator, and people were asking, well, how can I get one? How can I get one? How can I get one? And I said, well, they come with some editions of the Hobby magazine. Well, this one, the Gundam Age version of the parts separator, comes with the Dengeki Hobby April edition. So we'll throw some links up on the
Yeah.
site there. and
Now's
you
a good
can
time to get one
order
of these
yourself.
magazines.
It's always a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan,
Okay.
that's it for me for my pile of
Oh,
Gundam.
okay, well, I'll need a minute to set
Yeah,
up.
yeah, I'm ready for your
But
Falcon.
Thank you, Sid.
Phew! Yeehaw! What's that from, Ryan?
Indiana Jones.
You suck.
LeBouf and ants and chipmunks.
You suck even more. Quit while you're behind and start talking about your
I'm
project.
Darth Vader. TIE fighter. Son. Doesn't he have radar in his freaking TIE fighter?
Okay, what did you do on the Millennium Falcon since we last looked at it, Ryan?
Well, you know, I thought I had finished with the little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a great surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But first I'll show you what I've done. I've done all of these little guys over here.
Yep.
Took a while. But the thing that was the most time consuming, and I don't know if Luke can get close enough to actually see this, is you have to do all these little pipings in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 4 on the other side. So I'm going to turn this over. And this was tough. Like,
Yeah?
the tweezers wouldn't hold it, the holes were small. It was, I almost cried.
That's what she said.
Yeah. She always cries.
All right. I was more referring to the tweezers and the holes.
But yeah, but I think I've done the major detail. Now, before we actually spoke about spraying the top and the bottom separately,
Yes.
I'm not going to go that route.
Good,
Now,
because I was hoping you wouldn't have to do
yeah.
that.
There's two reasons why. Brian was explaining to me this is called the mandible.
Mm-hmm.
In the mandible, you have these pieces here. I will have to spray these ones separately first. But once I've done those, I'll put them in here. Now I'll bring up the menu. When you actually screw the kit together, you actually have parts that sit over the screws.
Yeah.
That means I can't really. I have to kind of put it together first and spray it.
Yeah.
Just because you keep putting on more and more little pieces on the sides, and so I just think the easiest way is to just screw it together, put all the pieces on the sides. I will paint the 2 gun turrets separately and the cockpit, but the rest will all be done. Now we're hoping to achieve this next week.
Yeah, you keep saying you want to paint, and I was like, be patient, please.
Okay,
It's snowing
yes,
outside,
yes,
you know.
yes.
Like,
I'm like that. But yeah, so not separate pieces.
all right,
I think it'll be much easier.
the journey is almost complete, I think. Once you actually start that painting portion of it, it's going to go pretty quick. You're going to be done before you know it.
And I've had some great comments about the Falcon.
Yeah, there's a lot of knowledgeable
thanks,
people
guys. A lot of good feedback.
chiming in.
And the guy actually posted on Facebook his build
Mm-hmm.
on our Facebook, and it's actually pretty sweet. So check it out if you can find it.
Yeah.
Now, Sid, I'm
Yeah.
done. What do you
Sweet.
have for us?
I have the latest Master Grade Gundam.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, but I'm just going to show it while you monkey around. See, this is
Monkey around.
the Gundam Age 1 normal, and when I first saw this, I thought, oh, this looks like a Gundam, the A.R.K 782 kind of.
Gundam looking like a Gundam?
This build is going to be pretty par for the course, but I got to say, that's not the case, and I'm going to show you why. All right, Ryan, I've spent some time with the Age 1 now, of course. I haven't finished it, as you can see from this pile of parts on me here.
It's rather small, they said.
It is rather small, but that's okay because there's a lot going on. A lot of things in this small package, Ryan.
That's what she said.
Anyway, so what I thought was interesting was part of the arm assembly, specifically when it comes to the shoulders.
Yeah.
Now, normally on master grades, you'll have the parts sticking out onto which you can slide the shoulder and then the shoulder joint and the arm, but that's not the case in this one. With this arm, they actually give you this peg. You can see that it attaches to the whole unit in its entirety. And what you're going to do is you actually put this peg in here like this. And then you have your arm, it's on. And I think that what they've done is they've made it so that when you are building and swapping arms, like there's going to be the Titus and the Spalo, all you would need to do is pull the peg out at the right angle, of course. If you pull this peg out, come on, baby. You don't have to worry about swapping shoulders and arms and taking them apart. You just put it in and put it out. Yeah. And you also get, of course, you can see this range of articulation in here, as well as in the shoulder. Now, there's some, well, this looks pretty plain, just from the size here. I thought we'd show some people how the arm goes together and what kind of movement you can get.
Sweet.
Okay, so we're going to need to zoom in on for these things. Okay, so I got all my parts here for the arm, except for the hand. We're going to look at that later. What I wanted to point out is that when you're actually assembling the frame, you actually only build just the elbow joint. That's all you need to do. And when I first did this, I thought, oh, it's kind of like an HG. I'm just going to slide the parts onto the frame. And yeah, you do that. But before we do that, I thought I'd show everybody that, you know, there's actually like polycaps and things in here. Quite unique shaped polycaps. This is open, so you can put the shield in there after all, and this part as well. So just going to start sliding these guys together. We're going to make ourselves an arm. Now there's this little groove here at the top. You have to make sure that you line up properly with the groove here. And when you slap it in there, you should be able to start bending it. Followed by the next part, of course. Oh. And the next part. It's actually really simple once you've done it. The first one anyway. And then this part actually slides on here like this. And from there, this part I mentioned here for the shoulder, slap your parts on there. Now one thing I found when I was building this is I have to push this all the way in. But it's hard to apply pressure with this piece moving. So what I decided to do is actually, and you can do this without breaking anything, is just take this whole shoulder piece off. Throw this part on where it needs to be. And then you can start the process of shoving this in there. And once it's in there, click, and you can go back and just stick a shoulder on. Okay. And I've got a completed arm here. And then the next thing I would do would be the hand. And I want to show the hand in more detail because there's actually quite a bit going on in the hand as well. So give me a couple seconds to get that ready. So here's the runner for the hand parts. And it's labeled MP. Yes. And when I first saw this, I thought, oh no, you know, interchangeable hand parts. No, please go back to the 2.0 finger, you know. But you don't know what I'm talking about. But you can pretend. All right. So when I actually got around to building it, I thought, you know, this is still quite a bit different. It's worth showing on the show. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do here. I have all the parts laid out, and we're actually building one of these hands. Sweet. All right, let's put the camera. All right, the first thing you do when you're assembling the hand is you actually assemble the wrist joint, and it's just not one piece that will fit into the polycap. It's actually these two pieces that go together, and they will actually have this swivel. So you already have this swivel. So you can shake hands. You can shake hands, Ryan. You can shake hands. You're right. What you're going to do is you're going to actually lay it into the first part of the hand, and then you need to put in the thumb. But the thumb is not just one piece. Oh no! You actually get two pieces for the thumbs on this kit, and they are mighty small. But once you get in there, you can see that I've
What does it mean if you have small thumbs?
means you're probably not very good at certain things. I don't know. So this thumb, the way they've designed it is, you can see I've got it on this hand here. Look really closely. You can actually get it to look like it's gripping something, like
okay.
making that fist, clenching its fist, which is good if you ask me, because I always thought that these fingers, you could only get it so far and you couldn't get that really firm grip. So with that done, slide it in here, like so. And then we'll put the backing on, and the backing is made to go around this wrist joint here, so it still is able to move. You can see it swivels this way as well, so you're going to be able to move these hands a lot. And then after, you take your choice of hand, and you get several, of course, depending if you're going to be holding the weapons or not. And you just slide in from this angle, not from this angle, but actually from this angle. And it's not just one piece and one piece. It's actually, you can see that they've got these two little protrusions there, and this little gap here. And there's actually a little bit more friction than the old type of design that they had, and it actually stays in pretty good. It's going to come out if you start messing around with it, but it actually stays in pretty good right from the start. Slap this back in here. And this
is this quite a design change?
It's quite different from the previous kits, especially like this size. You would just get just a peg, and the peg would go in there, and all you would really be able to do is kind of just turn it this way. There'd be no real articulation in the wrist. It would just swivel. But with this, you have this range of motion, and you have this as well.
That's pretty awesome.
This is one of the most posable kits that I've actually seen. And looking at that wrist joint and the articulation they give you there, it's similar to what they've done with the neck. This is actually the neck joint. And instead of just having a polycarbonate peg and bolt this done, you have this swivel as well. So I'm going to drop this on here, slap that baby in there, slap my head on, and you can see.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. And then the base of it pivots as well, so you have all this kind of motion in here. It's actually so far so good. I must admit to being quite surprised when I started putting this together and realizing just what they gave it when it comes to being able to move around. So that's it for the top half of the suit. You can see that's done now. And next episode, we're going to show you the skirt, which is quite interesting, and then the legs as well. And then we should be finished, Mr. Age 1 Normal.
Sweet. That's
cool.
Good. Really
yeah,
good.
It is. It's so far, so good. All right, Ryan, we have some questions to answer?
Questions time.
Okay, let me clean up my mess here because
Okay.
I get it all over the place, and then we'll start that. Okay, Ryan, what do we have for questions today?
We have a few. First is from Soul Snatchers.
All right.
Hi, Sid and Ryan. I was wondering if you guys can show us the new 1/48th A.R.K. Cloudbreaker 01 plastic model by Plum. I want to see what you get and how they compare to Bandai Kotobukiya kits.
Yeah? I think we can do that.
You have something for us? You have a Plum.
I have a Plum right here. This is the A.R.K. Cloudbreaker.
Not a cherry, but a Plum.
The one asked for in the question. This actually just came in at the end of February as well, along with a big stack of whatever else we got.
Now, this is a new manufacturer?
Plum has done kits before, but they've been characters from like golf video games and animes and things like that. This
Made in Japan.
This is their foray into the mecha.
Yeah.
And you can see this is quite the mecha we have here.
Yeah, it's actually
The
pretty
design, the design is quite different from other things. It looks Armored Core to me. Yeah. But you can see that they give you, this looks like it's going to be for the stand as well. You know, you get clear parts, and then you get the, oh, there's the stand. Then you get just runners upon runners. Here's the weapons. Similar to Kotobukiya, I think they use the same grade of plastic as the Kotobukiya kits. I don't think I do not think it's going to be quite a departure from what you're used to seeing, but it's good to see new people involved in the mech hobby. And let me say, there's quite a bit of stuff. And then when you pull this out, you realize that, you know, this guy's it's pretty sizable.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's quite a few runners.
It's a pretty thick box, yeah. But we should also mention, I had to get to the bottom of the box to show this. It comes with these babies. These are water slide decals.
Wow.
Yeah, slap those on there. Has all the.
How does it compare price-wise? Is it like a huge difference?
I think it's just in the same range as like the Kotobukiya Armored Core kits and stuff like that. To be quite honest, I never really look at the price. It might be a little bit more expensive, But
Something different?
yeah, it's something different for sure. Don't worry about that. Yeah, let's see. You can see they give you the marking guide, the color guide, and everything else. Yeah, that's actually quite a unique look, I think. When you see it in robot form here, it looks like a armored core, whatever. But when you actually see it all mounted up here, looks almost like a spaceship.
Reminds me a bit of Dengeki.
Yeah. So hopefully this does well for Plum, the Japanese company Plum.
Yes.
And this will lead them to do more and more. And they were already successful in getting licenses for the video games and things like that. So they might be able to pick up some licensing from the other anime lines and go from there. Right there.
Question?
Soul Snatchers, there's your question answered right here
Soul
live,
Snatchers.
Gunpla TV.
Next is from Branson2099. Hey Sid, are you excited for the masterpiece Marasai coming out in May? I say it's about time. Nice video, by the way, and Ryan, good job with the Falcon. Thanks, mate. Keep up the good show.
All right, yeah, the Master Grade Marasai just went on our site 2 days ago, yesterday. We just put up on our site for pre-orders along with the latest RGs that are coming in April. I'm always excited when there's a new Master Grade. I can't get enough of those things. I'm interested to see what design elements they put in it because it's a brand new kit. They're probably going to use some of the seed frames, maybe, but after building the Age 1 here and seeing what they did with the joints and stuff, I'm wondering if we're going to see more of this in the Marasai. Yeah. And when it comes out, we'll show it here on the show.
Next is from Anime Leo 1000. Great videos, Sid and Ryan. I'm still a noob when it comes to building Gunpla, though I've already built 3 HGs and 3 MGs. I was wondering which Gundam unicorn do you recommend because there are so many variations.
That's true.
And I want one that's very articulate and a good transformation, but without me getting the full armor unicorn, because sadly I have no space for it with the big busters. Hope I get a response and keep up the good work.
All right, I can answer that question too.
Wow, you're out of control.
I come prepared.
We emptied the warehouse.
This is the Master Grade unicorn that you want to get if you do not have space for the full armor, of course.
That's cool.
The original was the version Ka, and then came the version Ka Titanium, which is the same kit. And then came the OVA version, which is this one, as well as at the same time there was the version with the big stand.
Yep.
And that's also sizable. You know, you have to build a stand and stick it in there. So that is out for this guy because he doesn't have the space. But this is the one to get because they've changed the version Ka design. This one you get the more articulation in the knees, better articulation in the hip. Yep. You get the head molded in the as it is in the UAV with the Vulcans on the top. You also get an extra V-fin for when you have it in destroy mode instead of having to use that two-piece one that is prone to breaking. So I would say this is the Master Grade unicorn to get.
Sid's the man for Gundam, no doubt.
When I know, I know. And when I don't know, I pretend I do. I don't always know. Well, when I don't, I pretend I do.
Next is from Gundam Reviews 90630, not 20. Isn't that Deadly Hills? 90210. Anyway. Sid and Ryan.
Math.
I know this is old, but what is the best color action base for the MG full armor unicorn Gundam?
It all depends on what you want to do with it. A lot of people just use black because when they take pictures, it's not noticeable as much, or you can take pictures against a black background and not see it. I like using clear stands because I don't want to have any other colors in my shot, but I never shoot on black backgrounds. Okay. So it's all up to you. I mean, they even have a unicorn stand that is made to hold the MG unicorn. Okay. It has a little base with stickers that says unicorn on it. You can get that as well. Sweet. It all depends on your personal preference.
And we have a bunch in stock.
We always are restocking action bases regularly. Yep. But make sure you get the right one because there's an action base 1 and an action base 2. Okay. One of them will be able to hold the Master Grade and the HG because it has attachments. But the smaller one, the cheaper one, is only able to hold just the high grade. You're not going to be able to put a Master Grade on there.
Sweet. Next is Hannahborn. It's a bit of a long question. Hey Ryan and Sid, LOL. Been watching Gunpla TV since episode 1. Awesome show. Anyway, I have one question regarding removing dust. All my Gunplas are very dusty since I don't put them in a glass case or anything. If I were to wipe them with a wet cloth or dunk them straight in a basin full of water, would it affect the panel line / dry decal stickers, foil stickers, or even the plastic itself? And will the dust affect the kit if I were to spray a flat top coat without removing the dust first?
The answer to that question, all those questions, is yes. Like, if you're going to dump it in water, of course it's going to affect the stickers.
I think I can answer this. You tell me if I'm right or wrong.
You're wrong.
Compressed air
Yeah, you can get those spray cans and compressed air and blow it off.
That's the,
Even if you take like a dry cloth first and
Yeah.
wipe it down, or a slightly damp cloth and wipe it down,
yeah.
my advice would be to wipe everything down and get as much dust off there and then spray your top coat. Because you don't want to spray a top coat with dust on it because you'll never get that dust off ever again.
But don't dunk them in water.
I would suggest not dunking them in water.
It's not a good idea.
Yeah. The water slide decals dunked in water might not be a good idea.
Next is Soiton Sutton 629.
Yeah, regular contributor.
Yes, I really
Thanks for your
want
post.
the MG Age 1 normal, but my question is in regards to future kits.
Mhm.
I know that the Titus Spallow Age 2 normal and the double bullet will most likely get MG releases, but what about wolf suit like Gen Ace Custom, GX, G Bouncer? Do you think we'll get those in MG?
I think we'll probably see those in MG as well. We might not get them all immediately,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm pretty sure that we're gonna see, you know, the GXS. Like, they have to have the popular suit, the main suit, but then you also have to have the rivals and things like that. So we'll see the Zafran, I'm pretty sure of it, and we'll see hopefully the G Bounce and the GXS. But the one thing about the first wave of kits that was coming out, Spallow, Titus, is that it's the same kit, right? The torso, everything.
Okay.
So they don't have to do very much to get those out. But when it comes to the other kits, GXS, G Bouncer, Genoise, they're going to have to do all new molds, and that's a lengthy process. So they're going to be further along down the line.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Next one is what am I looking at?
I don't know, which one are you looking at, Ryan?
Struck. Ryan, the cardigan is swag. Thanks, mate. I hope swag means good
Let's
and
pretend
not-
it means good.
and not stolen. Lols. Ryan, when are you going to build a Gundam? I believe you should build a PG, preferably the L Strike. Well, Strike, I will tell you now what Gundam I'm going to build.
Yeah? You're going to
And-
build in PG?
No.
Oh, you just disappointed that guy.
Sorry, mate. I was going to build a tank. A Gundam tank.
Yes.
I'm actually super excited.
UC Hargraph. We talked about these last week on the show.
Yeah, we
I actually
did.
asked about them.
And
1/35 scale, etc., etc.
yeah, it's kind of good chunky pieces which are perfect for me, and it doesn't look particularly complicated. And I've always wanted to build a tank,
Yeah.
so
So this is kind of cheating. I want to build a tank, and then you build a Gundam. Like, is that cheating?
Gundam, isn't it?
All right. Okay.
It's not a Gundam. Does it say Gundam anywhere on this box? Oh my God, it doesn't say anything Gundam. Yeah,
Mobile suit Gundam.
it's a Gundam.
Yeah.
Unless that Mega Size comes in anytime soon.
Yeah, that's coming in this month, I think.
Okay. Well, if I finish the Falcon, who knows?
All right.
Okay, next. Elusha Delma. Ryan, I heard you like the big kits. Thanks, mate. Why don't you build the
I like
awesome...
big kits, and I cannot lie.
Why don't you build the awesome Dendrobium Orchis? I actually looked, we don't have any in stock.
No,
It's
that's
all back
not
order.
why you haven't built it yet.
It's also very expensive.
And what's the biggest reason, Ryan? It's just
too
too
expensive.
big.
Nothing is too big.
Okay, where are you going to put that? You're already talking about where am I going to put my 1/72 scale Vulcan? I
There's
don't know.
always space, mate. You know where my wife sleeps? She can sleep in the lounge, and I can sleep next to me.
Ah. All right.
Marriage will last.
Yeah. Then you won't have to worry about anything. You have lots of space when she leaves.
This is actually from Collection TF. It's actually about the sci-fi competition. Now, he had a problem submitting his work.
Mhm.
Let him know. The competition is ending on the 5th.
Yeah, it's coming up.
So
The
please.
entries are starting to pour in.
we got a bunch. If you have something sitting at home and it's almost ready, just get it out there.
Yeah. Do what you can.
You don't have much time, and sadly we can't extend the competition. It would just be unfair on the people who did put in the effort to
Yeah.
meet the deadline.
Several people have commented on our Facebook or our Facebook or HobbyLink TV page, I think, as well. Just
Yeah.
like, can you please extend the deadline? I'm almost done. Well, like, if we extend it up for you, it's not really fair to the people who rushed to get theirs done on
Yeah.
time, who could have done that a little bit more in
You
the
have
extra time.
5 days. Like, you could build a kit in 5 days. Sid builds a kit in 3 hours.
Yeah, but you don't
Well, that would be beginner.
submit something like that.
I mean, that could be an entry.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Would I win?
You can't win.
Oh, okay.
You work for this company.
Yeah, fail.
But yeah, please, more entries. We have
Okay.
a bunch, but if you want a chance, and those prizes are phenomenal.
I agree.
Friend us on Facebook.
That's why I want to win.
What else?
Well, is there
What
any
else
more
can we
questions?
promote out? No, that's it.
No, that's
What
all?
do we have? Yeah, comment on our YouTube. Thank you for your comments.
Yep.
Facebook us and friend us and like us.
That's right.
We have a Twitter feed if you want to follow us.
Yeah, all that social media stuff, do it.
It's all covered except Google Plus.
Yeah, we don't plus anything yet.
Yeah, not yet.
All right, next week, of course, we're going to look at the lower half of the Age 1. Ryan's going to have his Falcon, and I think we're actually going to start the...
We should have some spray painting happening for you.
Yes, if the
On a
weather
few small
permits.
pieces.
Yeah.
If weather permitting.
Yeah. All right, and March is underway, so we're going to know soon the release schedule for the new Gundams for March, and then we'll be able to start showing them on the show. Today is actually the 1st of March, and it's a Thursday, but nothing showed up for being the 1st. So we have to wait one more week, and then they'll start, all the new stuff will start arriving.
And just to plug Toy Tengoku,
That's
Scott
cool.
is on there talking about some incredible toys. So if you want to see Scott talking,
Toy Tengoku. All right, and that's it for us.
Yeah, thank
We'll
you.
see you next week.